During a recent campaign to raise awareness for eating disorders, a University of Windsor student had a life-changing realization.
I had bulimia apparently, like I'm just knowing today that I had bulimia for a year, and I didn't know about it because I am underweight. I used to eat so much and then I just threw it up. Afterwards, I thought that it was just normal, that like, okay, I didn't have an eating disorder, not knowing that I actually did.
Thomason Olanguja is a 17-year-old international exchange student. He made the discovery that he once had bulimia after stopping by an information booth on the university campus. The booth was commemorating Eating Disorder Awareness Week. He said back in his home country of Nigeria, there was not a lot of information about eating disorders, and this is why he didn't realize he had a problem.
When I saw this, I was like, this is perfect, because I've never actually seen any other organization, non-profit organization actually, that is actually focused on body image problems.
Olanguja said he spent a year binging and purging and did not think that this was abnormal. He was once under the impression that only females could have eating disorders. The information booth was presented by the Bulimia Anorexia Nervosa Association and the University of Windsor Student Health Services. On January 31st and February 1st, the university campus featured booths, games, videos, and activities to preempt Eating Disorder Awareness Week, which takes place February 5th to the 11th. Mia Tanous, a health promotion manager from BANA, said the association is teaming up with organizations in the city throughout the month rather than just the week. She said they are doing this in order to reach a wider audience with the information they are presenting.
The idea with eating disorders and why it's so prevalent, I think, across the board is because there's no age distinction, right? Like our youngest client is 6 years old, our oldest is, in her late 70s. So it really doesn't sort of have any preference for, age. The common sort of, stigma is that it's teenage girls, but it does affect a larger portion of the population than just that.
Tanous explained Eating Disorder Awareness Week also sheds light on problems with self-esteem and body image, an issue that she said much of the population deals with about themselves.
The majority of people don't have an eating disorder, right? We're talking about a 1 to 3% prevalence rate. That's not the majority of people, but the majority of people do have body image issues. We do have self-esteem issues. We have issues around, healthy body image, healthy nutrition, that kind of stuff. So this is information for everyone.
Georgia Morris is a 19-year-old University of Windsor student who also stopped by one of the booths. She said she could definitely attest to having body image concerns.
I think that everybody goes through that. I mean, whether or not you have an eating disorder, you have certain days where you feel a little fat, or you're eating more than you should, or you're not eating healthy, and that's just part of life and growing up.
A couple of mirrors were set up as an activity for people to look beyond the reflection and write down qualities they appreciate about themselves other than their appearances. Eating disorders are now the third most common chronic illness among adolescent females. But this isn't the only gender or age group that's affected. In a national study, 81% of 10-year-olds said that they had been on a diet at one point in their lives. Being male, Olanguja is part of the 10% minority group that eating disorders affects. After hearing Olanguja's story, Tanous invited him to volunteer with BANA and share his story. As for those currently suffering with an eating disorder, Olanguja has a message.
Life is too precious and too short. When you break the addiction, the feeling of freedom is really, really good.
For Mediaplex News Now, I'm Rebecca Wright.